What's going on, guys, and welcome to another video. Now today I'm going to be doing a video on The Walking Dead. Now I said that when I first made this channel that I wouldn't just be doing Doctor Who videos, I will be doing other TV shows and movies and maybe even some music related stuff. I mean, it's TGL Media, it's about everything in the media. So I'm going to be doing some videos on The Walking Dead. If you are a fan of the channel from Doctor Who, which I imagine all of you are because, well, that's all I've done so far, stay subscribed because don't worry, I'm still going to be doing plenty of Doctor Who related videos. At the moment though, I'm going to be focusing on The Walking Dead, starting off today with my ranking of the Walking Dead seasons so far, season 1 all the way through to season 7. So I'm going to rank them from my least favourite to my favourite, so let's get started. By the way, there will be spoilers in this video. Number 7. Season 6. So season 6 of The Walking Dead, in my opinion, is the worst season so far. It focuses mainly around Alexandria. Pretty much the whole series is set in and around Alexandria, which is a town that Rick and his group came to at the end of season 5. I mean, I don't mind the whole Alexandria thing, but I just feel like as soon as we came there, it kind of got a bit more boring, just not much happened. Now there are things in this season that I loved. I'm pretty sure it was this season, I mean I know it's this season because I can see it on the back cover, where the group are herding a bunch of walkers away from Alexandria. They're trying to get them away and it all goes a little bit wrong, and that's really good. I think that's at the start of the season. I really love that. But then there's things like Glenn's cop-out death, which I didn't mind as much as some people, but because I mean I already knew that Glenn was going to die later on anyway. Yeah, that's not a great thing. And altogether, you know, Jesse and all that, I don't mind Jesse, but God, Sam, he's the most annoying child in any game, in any show ever. And altogether, I think there's just a lot of characters that I don't like in this series. And yeah, really it just falls at number 7. Number 6. Season 7. Alright, so this is obviously the newest season of The Walking Dead at this current point in time. I actually watched this season really quickly. Season 6, I only started watching this year, so I started season 1 in around June, I think June this year, and I watched through from series 1 all the way really to season 5 really quickly, but then halfway through season 6 I just kind of lost interest a bit and I was watching the episodes really slowly. When it came to season 7 it was a little bit after watching season 6 and I watched it really quickly. However, there's something about season 7 that I don't like. One of the main things is how they split up most of the episodes within groups. So we have one episode on Rick and his group, then we completely go away from Rick's group, we go to what Carol and Morgan are doing in the Kingdom, then we'll go to Maggie and, you know, Enid and all that in the Hilltop, and I feel like there's just no real, it's just annoying how it's skipping from group to group. I love the episodes where either everybody's just together anyway, or at least in one episode we can go through each group in one single episode. I hate it where they focus on one specific group in one episode. I don't like that. I just don't know. I don't like that format, and season 7 does a hell of a lot of that. However, Negan as a villain is really good, and there are some great moments in there too. Number 5. Season 2. So season 2, when I first originally thought about this list, I was thinking season 2 was probably going to be in last place actually, but when thinking about it I actually decided to put it at number 5. A lot of people don't like season 2 because it's a very slow season, and I totally understand that. I love the first episode, I think it really sets up the season well. However, the whole thing with Sophia drags on for way too long. I think it's she goes missing I think in episode 1, and I think it finally appears in episode 7, which is all over halfway through the series, because season 2 is only a 13 episode series compared to the rest, apart from season 1 being 16 episodes. So that drags on for way too long, and then we have the whole Randall issue. If you know about that, that drags on, I don't know how many episodes that is, it's 3 or 4, but that feels like it drags on for way too long as well. However, I love the finale, I love the last 2 episodes of this season, when Rick and Shane kind of have their little battle. It's not really much of a battle, but you know, they have their little confrontation. I love that, and I love the final episode where the whole farm is burning down and the walkers have come in. I think the last 2 episodes, and probably the first episode, and when they finally do find Sophia in the barn, those are the standout bits for this season. However, apart from that, it is a very slow season. Number 4. Season 5. Now season 5 starts off really well, I think. We go off what happened in season 4, where the group, Rick's group, got captured by Terminus. They got put in like a crate, and then we start season 5 with them in this kind of butcher house where they're slitting people's throats and basically letting them bleed out into a bathtub, which is horrible. And you know, Rick's group, I think there's like Rick, Glenn, Bob, and Daryl. They're all there, about to get their throat slit, but then just before they kill, I think, Glenn, something happens and they manage to get away, and it's all crazy. It's a really good starting episode. However, after that, it does kind of go away a bit. You know, we have the whole thing with I think everybody gets split up again. I can't actually remember but a lot of shit happens. Well, actually not too much happens, but there is some really good stuff in there. We have the whole thing with Beth, which personally I'm not a big fan of. There's a whole episode dedicated to what Beth is doing in the hospital, which I didn't care for. Her death was really sad, but a bit annoying at the same time. So there are great moments in Season 5. We also get to see Alexandria for the first time and see how the group cope with that. So I think it's a good season in its own rights, but it has its bad moments too. Number 3. Season 4. Now Season 4 starts off with the whole infection disease thing at the prison, which personally I wasn't the biggest fan of. I don't really know, some people liked it, some people didn't. I didn't care for it too much, you know, it was there, it was a little bit of an extra thing that wasn't in the comics, so you know, I can kind of be like, okay, that's fine. It made a few of the characters pretty useless though, at some points, which in some ways once again was good to see them, you know, impacted like that. At the same time though, it was a bit annoying, especially Glenn. He became completely useless a lot of the time. I mean, Glenn's my favourite character as well, so kind of annoying to see him just kind of sitting there doing nothing for a bit. But yeah, we have the governor. We have a couple of episodes seeing what the governor is doing after his initial infiltration on the prison in Season 3. The governor seems a lot darker, and he's not quite as crazy and mad in this season, I don't think. Those 2 episodes, or however many it was, where we focus on the governor, I didn't mind them, but it was when the governor came to the prison and killed Herschel, which was, I mean, that mid-season finale was great. And then, you know, they have to leave, the group have to leave the prison after they kill the governor, and then the finale where they get put into Terminus. I think it's all round a pretty damn good season, and I do enjoy Season 4. However, once again, they have the issue where they split up the groups a little bit, and I wasn't the biggest fan of that. However, it's not quite as bad as it has been in newer seasons. Number 2. Season 1. Yes, it is the first season of the show. Now this season only has 6 episodes, which is a bit of a disappointment, I will be honest, but you can understand with it being the first season. They wanted to see how it would do. They couldn't go out and make a full 16 episode series, so they just did 6 episodes. But the good thing about that is that all 6 episodes are very good. Episode 1 really shows you what has happened to the world, and then Rick has to, you know, he has to get to grips with what's going on here. He's just come out of the hospital. He has no idea what's going on. He meets Morgan, and you know, we get introduced to him. And then at the very end, Rick gets like trapped in that tank, and we hear Glenn's voice, and that's great. Episode 2, which I think is Guts, is one of my favorite in the whole show. Definitely my favorite in the series, I think. And that's a great episode 2. You know, every episode in Season 1 I think is good. A lot of people don't really like the whole thing at the end with the science lab. I forgot what it's called right now, but a lot of people don't like that. I don't mind it. I think it's fine. But yeah, Season 1 I think is just a godly. I don't know where I was going with that. It's a godly season. Let's just say that. Number 1. Season 3. You probably guessed it if you've been keeping track, but yeah, Season 3 is my favourite season of The Walking Dead. Now this is a bit of a controversial season in some people's eyes. Some people don't really like how the governor was written in this season. I personally don't have any issues. I mean, I have only watched through all of these seasons once each, but you know, from what I watched, I enjoyed it. I think one of the main reasons why I love Season 3 is that I love the prison as a location for the group. I think the prison is just such a cool place. I love seeing them infiltrate the prison in the first place. You know, them taking it over. There's a lot of tragic deaths in here. You know, we have Laurie's death, which is very sad, when she's giving birth to her child. We have T-Dog's death, who was one of my favourite characters up to that point as well. He dies in a very heroic way. And all together, you know, we have the governor. We have Andrea being stuck with the governor. I think that's okay. Andrea wasn't very likable in this series, let's be honest, but you know, it was nice to see her there. Then her death at the end was pretty sad, even though once again she wasn't very likable. And I think Season 3 is definitely the best season of the show so far. Alright, so there we go guys, that is my ranking for the current seasons from 1 to 7 of The Walking Dead. Remember that this is my opinion. I would love to know what your ranking is in the comments below. I know a lot of people have different opinions. I've seen a lot of people's other lists. They put season 3 pretty low down on the rankings actually. But you know, there's always, I think seasons 6 and 7 and 2 are always fairly low down. I mean, there are the odd people that really like this series, but you know, season 1's always going to be up there, I think. And yeah, I mean, personally I think season 3 is the best, but once again, it is an opinion. I would love to know your opinions in the comments below. Now, there are probably going to be a lot more Walking Dead videos coming, as I said. The new season, I believe, starts on the 23rd of October, and I'm going to, if I can watch it on time, because it's a bit of a faff watching it in Australia, if I can watch it on the 23rd or as close to as I can, then I'm going to probably do a review on the episode, and that'll hopefully come out just after, you know, a day or two after the episode comes out. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please go ahead and like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.